Good afternoon. Many thanks for joining us. This is ASO Television News. I am Richard Alechenu Anyebe. The headlines. President Tinubu inaugurates Bayelsa 60 megawatts gas turbine. Other projects. Interior Minister directs Immigration Service to withdraw passports from persons who have renounced Nigerian citizenship. Court convicts 386 terrorism. Court convicts 386 suspects for terrorism. And in the foreign scene, U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance in Pakistan for Iran talks. The news in detail. President Bola Tinubu has inaugurated 3 significant projects in Bayelsa State, including the 60 megawatt independent gas-powered turbine. The president, accompanied by dignitaries such as former President Goodluck Jonathan, also commissioned the Sagbama Ekeremo Road, a dualized new Yenegua City Road, and the Yenegua Oporoma Ukubi Road. President Tinubu praised Governor Deridoye for his purposeful leadership, emphasizing the importance of collaboration between the federal and state governments in driving development and progress. He highlighted the crucial role of power in industrialization, skill enhancement, and empowerment. The president, who ordered a 1-minute silence for the soldiers who died in the course of defending the country, acknowledged the hardship Nigerians are going through and promised to put measures in place to ameliorate their sufferings. He also promised to procure more arms and ammunition for the armed forces to pursue terrorists and secure the country against terrorism and insurgency. On his part, Deridoye appreciated President Tinubu for commissioning the projects, noting that the administration's policy interventions have led to significant reforms, particularly in the power sector. He emphasized the transformative impact of the project on local development, economic activity, and this overall socio-economic landscape of the state. In a similar development, President Bola Tinubu on Friday asked the ministers of Budget and Finance, along with the head of the service of the Federation, to look into how the administration can mitigate the biting effects on Nigerians over the U.S.-Israeli war on Iran. He gave the directive at a civic reception in Yenagoa, the Bayelsa State capital, after commissioning some projects undertaken by the administration of Governor Deridoye. The head of service, Mrs. Didi Esther Wilson-Jock, an indigene of Bayelsa State, also attended the event. President Tinubu reiterated that his administration is aware of the ongoing economic challenges arising from the Middle East war, but quickly added that his government will work with the Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Budget, and the head of service to propose measures to ease the hardship. The president assured his audience that his administration will continue to seek ways to alleviate the suffering of the vulnerable. President Tinubu said the All Progressives Congress, the APC, across all levels, was committed to improving citizens' well-being. 4 governors, Hope Uzodinma of Imo, Dakwa Abiodun of Ogun, Omo Eno of Akwa Ibom, and Sheriff Oborowere of Delta, accompanied the president to the state. The deputy governor of Borno State, Umar Kadafu, represented Governor Babagana Umara Zulum, former governor of Delta State, James Ibori, and the former senator, Ben Mure Bruce, were among the dignitaries at the civic reception. The Tertiary Education Trust Fund, TETFund, has revealed that President Bola Tinubu is set to inaugurate a number of its landmark projects across the country before the end of the year. Executive Secretary of the fund, Architect Sonia Chano, stated this on Friday in Abuja, where he received Al Jazeera Personality of the Year award. Architect Chano, who dedicated the award to President Tinubu for his steadfast support for the education sector, assured that the president would be invited to commission a number of iconic projects during his forthcoming re-election campaign. The TETFund board noted that these high-profile commissioning events will be accompanied by extensive media coverage aimed at highlighting the tangible progress and transformative impact of the administration's investment in tertiary education across the country. Now, the chairman of Kwali Area Council and FCT chapter chairman of the Association of Local Governments of Nigeria, ALGON, Mr. Dalla Adechia, has successfully completed his master's degree in international relations and legislative studies from Nasarawa State University, Kefi. The academic milestone marks a significant achievement in Chia's career, reflecting his commitment to personal development and effective public service. His pursuit of higher education is seen as a strategic step towards enhancing his leadership capacity and deepening his understanding of governance and legislative processes. Mr. Chia, who also serves as the FCT Algon chairman, is an aspirant under the All Progressives Congress (APC) for the Abuja South Federal Constituency seat in the House of Representatives ahead of the 2027 general elections. Political observers note that his latest academic accomplishments could further strengthen his credentials as he prepares for the forthcoming electoral contest. Colleagues, supporters, and well-wishers have continued to congratulate him on the achievement, describing it as a testament to his dedication, resilience, and vision for public service. The National Open University of Nigeria now says it may soon require drug test results from prospective students seeking admission. The institution says consultations are ongoing to ensure seamless implementation of the proposal. The institution's Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academics, Professor Chinedu Mafiana, made this known in Abuja at a drug abuse sensitization program organized in collaboration with the Nigerian Police Special Studies Center. Daniel Obi tells us more.
Professor Mafiana said that with the severity of the drug problem confronting the nation, it is expedient for institutes to come up with modalities to detect and tackle the problem early. He went further to call on substance abusers to reconsider their choices, as the fleeting pleasures of drugs are not worth their damaging effects.
We have not implemented. We are still discussing with them. But where that, if once it becomes so, we are under obligation. Once it's we're under obligation to implement.
Dr. Williams Emina, the head of Department Development Studies, now spoke on the effects of eroding family values on the drug problem confronting the nation. He noted that the breakdown of parental guidance, moral instruction, and communal responsibility has created a vacuum that leaves many young people vulnerable to drug experimentation and addiction.
Those of you who think that drugs makes you better, my advice to you is that you end up destroying, first, yourself, you end up destroying your family, you end up destroying the society. And so, have a rethink before you go into use of any kind of drugs.
Nduka Austin of the NDLEA and Dr. Mohammed Gaddafi Ibrahim, now director of the Nigerian Police Studies Center, both shared insights on the struggles associated with drug addiction. They highlighted the challenges law enforcement agencies face in rehabilitation efforts and stressed the need for preventive strategies rooted in education, family reorientation, and community policing.
That's why we say that drug gives in one hand and takes away more through the other hand from you.
So we need to go back to our houses, go back to the foundation, and see how we can curb this. And for people that introduce drugs, trust me, by the time you leave or you die, we only say sorry or pray for you for a minute. Life continues.
Key highlights was the insightful presentation titled Effects of Self-Medication and Substance Abuse on Academic Pursuits of Students, which was delivered by Maduka Austin, a principal staff officer of the NDLEA. Daniel Obi, ASO Television News.
The Minister of Interior, Dr. Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, has directed the Nigerian Immigration Service to immediately withdraw and deactivate passports of Nigerians who have renounced their citizenship but still carry the documents. A Friday statement by SA Media to the minister, Alao Babatunde, however, clarified that the directive applied only to Nigerians whose requests for renunciation have been formally approved by President Bola Tinubu. The minister maintained that the Ministry of Interior, saddled with the responsibility of citizenship integrity, derives the power from the provisions of subsections 1 and 2 of Section 29 of the 1999 Constitution as amended, which states that any citizen of Nigeria of full age who wishes to renounce his Nigerian citizenship shall make a declaration in the prescribed manner for the renunciation, and the President shall cause the declaration made under subsection 1 of this section to be registered, and upon such registration, the person who made the declaration shall cease to be a citizen of Nigeria. He added that once a person ceases to be a Nigerian citizen, he can no longer carry any sovereign document of Nigeria, including the nation's passport. The minister noted that the move is consistent with the passport and visa reforms that the ministry has undertaken within the past few years. The federal government has reiterated its commitment to developing a safe, efficient, and globally competitive aviation sector during the first quarter stakeholders engagement held in Abuja on April the 10th, 2026. Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development Festus Keyamo said the engagement provides a platform to review progress, strengthen collaboration, and refine policies to boost the aviation industry, economic growth, and passenger experience. He highlighted the ministry's 5-point agenda, which includes improving safety standards and ICAO ratings, supporting local airlines, upgrading aviation infrastructure, enhancing human capacity, and increasing revenue through strategic partnerships. Keyamo noted that progress is already being made, particularly in partnerships with aircraft manufacturers to support domestic airlines, as well as improved coordination across aviation agencies. The Permanent Secretary Mahmoud Kambari emphasized that the quarterly engagement promotes transparency, accountability, and collaboration within the sector. Aviation agencies also reported key achievements, including infrastructure upgrades, improved training programs, strengthened safety systems, and achieved advancements in navigation technology, while reaffirming commitments to global best practices. Now, the Managing Director of the Nigerian Railway Corporation, Dr. Kayode Opeifa, has constituted a committee to speed up port connectivity to railway systems nationwide in a push to develop rail infrastructure for the private sector. Speaking at the quarterly stakeholders engagement of the Nigerian Ports Consultative Council, Opeifa emphasized an urgent need to deepen rail port connectivity to enhance efficiency in Nigeria's freight and logistics ecosystem, according to a statement by Chief Public Relations Officer Callistus Nimadu. According to him, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation has constituted a committee to drive the effective delivery of the initiative. The engagement provided a vital platform for stakeholders across the maritime and rail sectors to align strategies, strengthen partnerships, and collectively chart a path towards a more integrated and efficient transport system in Nigeria. The NRC boss said the maritime sector reforms and the deep sea port without an efficient rail linkage would continue to yield marginal returns. Addressing industry stakeholders, Dr. Opeifa acknowledged the strong collaboration between the NRC and port authorities, saying that significant progress has been made in recent years, especially under the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration. He stressed that more work needed to be done to fully optimize the movement of goods from the ports, particularly within Lagos, Nigeria's economic capital, and the Eastern Port Corridor to other parts of the country. You are watching ASO Television News. Don't forget that you can watch us live on DSTV channel 392, StarTimes TV channel 127, and on Free TV, look us up on channel 507. On the UHF band, you can find us on channel 38. This news is also streaming live on our Facebook and YouTube pages. Now, still to come, courts convict 386 suspects for terrorism. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Stand up slowly.
Wura Adeleke abducted my friend Tinubu.
Rest in peace, Tinubu. Man from skin.
I will break this thing for you. Talk now.
The patient is having intraoperative seizure.
I'm sorry, but she's gone.
To Koinsola Adeleke, the new CEO, Frontline Gold Line.
Oluwa. 3 years of debt. Thank you for your 3 years of sacrificing.
I thought you have an interview tomorrow. Why are they shutting down the entire complex? It's just a company that crashed.
Alpha, did you hear about the golden bars thing?
Did they make $1 million or $1 billion?
More like crashed out.
You will not believe who invested in golden bars.
Sister, talk fast.
Isa.
Isa, who be this?
It's a why police they find you.
Tell them, sir, I did not steal the money. Tell them that you invested it.
You don't have the authority to arrest anyone, let alone hold someone here over a loan.
Wait now.
You should have seen the way they covered everywhere. They even broke the gate and then stormed the office.
No, don't pay my money complete.
When I catch T-Boy, let's get our money back.
Yes.
Glad to have you back. Now let's move ahead with the rest of the bulletin. The Federal Road Safety Corps, FRSC, has recorded 0 road traffic crashes involving articulated vehicles along the Kugbo outbound corridor since launching Operation Safe Kugbo on March 13, 2026. The Corps said 858 articulated vehicles and trucks have been restricted from operating on the route during peak hours as part of the enforcement drive. The initiative, backed by the National Road Traffic Regulation and RCT traffic laws, is aimed at reducing accidents and improving road safety. It also aligns with the FRSC's 2026 strategic goal of cutting road crashes nationwide. FRSC officials say the operation led by the Nyanya Unit Command involves targeted patrols and real-time traffic management, with enforcement to be intensified to sustain the gains. Motorists and truck operators have been urged to comply fully with the restrictions as the Corps continues efforts to ensure safer roads across the Federal Capital Territory. Now, the national chairperson of the Nigerian Association of Women Journalists, NAWAJ, Hajia Aisha Ibrahim, has called for deeper collaboration with the National Orientation Agency, NOA, to boost civic education, tackle misinformation, and promote inclusive democratic participation. He made the call on Friday, April 10, 2026, during a courtesy visit by NAWAJ executives to the NOA Director General, Larry Issa Onilu. Aisha Ibrahim said the visit also presented a proposal for a strategic partnership aimed at strengthening citizen engagement, particularly around elections, stressing that elections should be widely understood, trusted, and actively owned by citizens, noting that civic education and public enlightenment are essential to sustaining democracy. NAWAJ proposed a joint program with NOA focusing on training for journalists and community mobilizers, voter education, combating misinformation, promoting peaceful participation, and developing civic materials in local languages. She also emphasized the need for inclusive governance, advocating greater participation of youth, women, and marginalized groups in leadership and elective positions. In response, NOA Director General Marley Issa Onilu commended NAWAJ for its long-standing contributions to civic awareness and responsible journalism. He described the proposed partnership as timely and strategic, pledging the agency's support for programs that promote national unity and informed citizen participation. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has refuted the fake news in circulation on X platform, formerly known as Twitter, that Professor Joash Oduamopiton has in the past endorsed a partisan post. In a statement signed by the media advisor to the chairman, Mr. Adebayo Oketola, and made available to newsmen, said the allegation is entirely baseless, a total fabrication and a figment of the imagination of its purveyors. Mr. Oketola said, for the avoidance of doubt, the INEC chairman does not own or operate any personal account on X. He said that the chairman has at no time engaged in partisan commentary, nor has he ever associated himself with any political leaning or activity in his private or public capacity. The media advisor said the contrived X post is a desperate attempt to impugn the integrity and neutrality of the chairman at a critical period when the commission is focused on significant electoral reforms and preparations for the upcoming polls. He described it as a needless distraction designed to stir public distrust in the electoral umpire. He called on the public to disregard the fake news while saying that the commission remains undeterred and fully committed to its mandate of delivering free, fair, and credible elections for all Nigerians. The Federal High Court in Abuja has convicted a total of 386 terrorists put on trial by the federal government in the last 4 days. The convicted terrorists were sentenced to various jail terms ranging from 5 years to life imprisonment based on the gravity of the charges against them. The Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi, who confirmed this, said that a total of 508 Defendants were arraigned before 10 courts between Tuesday and Friday. Briefing journalists at the conclusion of the mass trial outside the court, Abdali said that 8 of the defendants were discharged, while 2 were acquitted from the charges against them. The Minister of Justice further explained that a batch of 112 suspects whose cases could not be attended to would be arraigned along with others in the next phase of the mass trial between June 15 and 18, 2026. He said that the mass trial and the imprisonment of the 386 terrorists will serve as a signal to criminals that Nigeria has no space for heinous crimes like terrorism. Former Ghanaian president and head of the ECOWAS election observation mission, Nana Akufo-Addo, has met with observers ahead of the April 12th presidential election in Benin. The meeting held in Cotonou brought together 120 observers deployed by the Economic Community of West African States to monitor the conduct of the polls. During the briefing, the observers were updated on the political climate and security situation in Benin. They were also trained on field conduct as well as the tools and methods for effective election observation and data collection throughout their mission. Speaking at the session, Akufo-Addo emphasized that election observation remains a critical tool for strengthening democracy in Africa. He noted that while observing elections may appear routine, it plays a vital role in improving transparency and credibility in electoral processes across the region. Now, U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance landed at an airbase near Pakistani's capital on Saturday ahead of negotiations with Iran aimed at ending the war in the Middle East. Vance, who was sent by President Donald Trump to lead the U.S. negotiating team, was met by Pakistan's powerful army chief Hashim Munir after disembarking at Nur Khan Air Base near Islamabad. The Iranian delegation, with more than 70 members and headed by Parliamentary Speaker Mohammad Ghalibaf, arrived first in Islamabad, where security was tight. The U.S. delegation also includes Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, and Special Envoy Steve Witkoff. Iran has insisted on a truce in Lebanon and on freezing of its assets for the Islamabad talks to go on, neither of which has materialized so far. U.S. President Donald Trump demanded the opening of the Strait of Hormuz as a condition for the 2-week ceasefire, which has made the negotiations possible. The strait, through which 1/5 of the world's crude passes, has not reopened to normal traffic, however, and Trump vowed on Friday to have it open soon, with or without Iran's cooperation. He said his top priority at Islamabad talks was to ensure the Islamic Republic cannot have a nuclear weapon. That does it all on the news at this hour. But before we go, a recap of one of our major stories again. We're told that President Bola Tinubu has inaugurated 3 significant projects in Bayelsa State, including the 16-megawatt independent gas-powered turbine. That's the news. I am Richard Alechinu Anyebe. Many thanks for watching.